Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, volleyball fans of all shapes and sizes. We're back at Upper St. Clair High School for girls volleyball. Tonight it's Tuesday, September 12th, and the Highlanders of Baldwin High School come to visit the Upper St. Clair Panthers. I wish I knew their record. I don't, but I can tell you the Panthers' record so far is 1-1, having won here last Tuesday night against the Colts of Chartiers Valley, 3-1, and having had a heartbreaking loss last Thursday at Bethel Park, eventually succumbing to the powerful Bethel Park Hawks 3-1, though that match was in doubt from the start. It's one of the more competitive matches we played against Bethel Park, and we'll see what happens now tonight with these young Panthers against what has always been a powerful Baldwin team. You'll see it tonight, and it's just as true this time as it has been in the past. Upper St. Clair has been playing with this wave of what are now juniors. And this crop of girls came up together 2 years ago as freshmen and have moved through as sophomores and juniors, playing basically teams full of juniors and seniors. And here Baldwin is a team that's jammed full of seniors. You'll hear me talk about that as the night goes along. And could be St. Clair's first real home test as these young ladies have seasoned. We watched them grow over these last 2 years as varsity players. We'll see if they're competitive against, and always a traditional tough Baldwin squad. We'll set the starting lineups for you here. Across the front to start the game, that's number 12, junior Stephanie Jones. Number 11 is Caitlin McGahee. Katie Kennedy is the setter. Number 2, all juniors. Across the back is Alex Davin, Bridget Slowey, and Alex Corey with a C, all juniors. Then the match is underway here in game number 1. I'll explain how the game is played in just a minute as we follow the action. Up and into the Caitlin McGahee block. Back down on the Baldwin side. The attack covered nicely by Alex Corey that time, the libero. Stephanie Jones into the Baldwin block, comes right back down and recovered by the Panthers. Stephanie Jones again into the Baldwin block, but not recoverable that time. And Baldwin starts off with an early 1-0 lead here in game number 1 of this best-of-5 match. And an early gift for the Panthers. That serve ends up being wide. In this game, each game, well, first of all, it's a best-of-5 match. First one to win 3 games wins the match, and a match is played to 25 points. You have to win by 2. The one exception is the last game where you only play to 15 if it should go 5. And another gift, that one's out across the back line, a good 3 feet out. Another point for the Panthers and an early 2-1 Panther lead. Number 16, Kristen Saul, the senior middle hitter, had a good look at that one, but it sort of dribbled off her wrist into the Baldwin net down on their side. Point for the Panthers. Katie Kennedy, the junior setter, with the serve. A floater, one of those knuckleball serves that has a lot of action on it as it goes by, but it went good 3-4 feet long that time. Leslie Dunn, junior, with the serve that time, and Bridget Slowey with the cross-court winner that time. Bridget Slowey's first kill of the game. You hear me say that a lot. A kill is a successful attack from the front line that scores a point. Now we have junior Caitlin McGahey. Let's see if she uses her jump serve. Yes, she's going to use that jump serve to start the match here. Those jump serves can be tough. I'll explain more about that as the night goes along too. And another long hit that time by number 16, Kristen Saul. Goes about 1.5 feet over the back line, and the Panthers have established an early 3-point lead here at 5-2 early in game number 1 of this best-of-5 match. Caitlin McGahey again with that jump serve that died right in front of the Baldwin libero, but it was picked up nicely there into the St. Clair block. What we got here ends up being 4 hits. It didn't exactly touch the block, went into the net. Counts as a 4-hit experience for the Baldwin Highlanders, and a nice 5-point run put together by the Panthers. Caitlin McGahey once again with that jump serve and dribbles off the left side of her wrist. Far short of the net. Side out end point to the Highlanders, where I caught the substitution here. Number 21 is on the floor. That's senior Jessie McGuire came on the floor. Number 16, Kristen Saul, takes a seat on the bench, but I bet she'll be back. Alex Corey lofts it over, keeps that ball in play. No attack opportunity that time. Number 3. That's Danielle Woods. A senior outside hitter came up with what basically was a back row attack from behind the 10-foot line. Caitlin McGahey got down and did the best she could with it. Could not recover it. It's a point for Baldwin. Substitution error on the Panthers that time. They have to be, it might appear on the TV screen that they're stacked one on top of the other, but in fact they're side by side, and they have to be in that stack to start play. When the ball is served, they were not properly aligned that time, and it was a dead ball point to the Highlanders. Back set and attack by number 2, Emily Zern. Baldwin in the net, or over the line, I guess, more technically said, over that black line that separates the 2 sides of the court. It's a court violation, side out, and point to the Panthers, where junior Stephanie Jones picks up the serve. A dying serve. Barely recovered by the Highlanders. Caitlin McGahey digs that one out to Katie Mexico, who ends up with the kill. So a nice dig executed by Caitlin McGahey, and the kill by junior Katie Mexico. Her first of the night, and a 3-point lead for the Panthers. And a serving ace by Bridget Slowey. First of the night. You don't often see that with a serving ace in this level of competition. But it's an easy point, and you can usually catch somebody off guard when doing it. That was actually Stephanie Jones. My apologies, not Bridget Slowey. Looked to be a net violation that time. That's actually a successful St. Clair block. But it must have been a net violation because the side out and point go to Baldwin. Short set to Katie Mexico. Lofts it down, but didn't quite fool the Highlanders that time. Katie Kennedy with the set to the left side, and Bridget Slowey just over the block. Tapped off a Highlander hand off the block and on the side. Successful for Bridget Slowey. Her second successful kill of the night. And it's a 4-point Panther lead at 10-6. Alex Davin, a junior, with the serve. Katie Mexico with the block that time for a point. Off the Jordan Scahill, she's a junior by the way, off the Jordan Scahill attack attempt by Baldwin. And it's a 5-point lead now for the Panthers at 11-6. Alex Davin again with that serve. 3 or 4 feet too long that time. Got a little overexcited, had too much on it. And the point and the side out go to Baldwin. Well, that's happened a lot so far tonight. That time Baldwin put it over the end of the court by 4 or 5 feet, and it's a gift for the Panthers. Back with our serve, it's number 14, junior Bridget Slowey, with the serve this time. That overpass from the back row went right to Katie Mahenko, who dumped that ball back on the Baldwin side. One more successful kill for Katie, and it's a 6-point Panther lead at 13. Make that a 5-point Panther lead. Bridget came up a lot short on that serve. And the serve goes back to the Highlanders now. Senior Andrea Bova, the libero defensive specialist, with the serve. And the Panthers with a 5-point 13-8 lead. Nothing serious on that serve. Nicely dug out. Katie Mahenko with an awkward set that time by Katie Kennedy. Caught Katie Mahenko off balance and couldn't put much English on that. Point for the Highlanders. Trailing by 4, 13-9. Stephanie Jones. Over the net that time. The set by Katie Kennedy was a little too close to the net. Caitlin McGahey really never got a very good look at it and put her foot down across that black line. The violation sends the ball right back to Baldwin. Caitlin McGahey to Katie Kennedy, back to Kate McGahey for the attack, which picked up nicely by the Highlanders. Just lofted over from the back line. Alex Davin. The short set from Katie Kennedy to Katie Mahenko. And off the hand of Emily Zern, out of bounds. One more Katie Mahenko successful kill. That's 3 on the night for her. The side out on the point go back to the Panthers. And a 14-10 lead. And Katie, with the attack that time, gets to pick up the serving chores. She also has a good jump serve. Let's see about that. A little wide. Had the right placement on it, but wide out of bounds. A gift for the Highlanders. Substitution for the Highlanders. Number 7 back on the floor, Jordan Scahill. Setter, and we'll be doing the serving chores. Rebecca Mahalski, playing the right side of senior, takes a spot on the bench. We know she'll be back. Katie Mahenko picks up the serve. Katie Kennedy from the back row. That's Alex Corey, junior. Overpass that time, riveted back down to the floor by Caitlin McGahey. Her first kill of the night and the second successful overpass. You need to be alert for those when they come close enough to the net. You're allowed to go for them right over. The back set goes over to the right side for Baldwin. That's number 10, Leslie Dunn, a junior outside hitter. Katie Mahenko really had no chance at that. Way too much power and sliced across the middle of the court. Still a 3-point lead for the Panthers here in game number 1 of this best-of-5 match. Panthers 15, Highlanders 12. Alex Corey was backwards instead of forwards, but it looks like the Panthers will control it and at least loft it back and keep the ball in play. Back set. Katie Mahenko picks it up into the net. Katie Kennedy digs it out. Alex Corey gets it back in play. Nicely done, Panthers. Awkward set that time for the Highlanders. Picked up by the Panthers. Steph Jones with power and off the arm of Andrea Bova and out of bounds. Stephanie Jones with her first dramatic kill of the night. And it's a 4-point Panther lead at 16-12. Substitution. Number 15 on the floor. This is Samantha Coulter, a junior middle hitter. Emily Zern will take a spot on the bench. As you might see from the TV picture, Baldwin has a huge team here, dressed and ready to play varsity. They have a very, very big program over there at Baldwin. Caitlin McGahey again with that diving jump serve, successfully picked up by the Highlanders. Into the block that time and successfully dug out. Katie Mahenko to Katie Kennedy. Just keeps the ball in play that time. There's the set to the left side. Almost dug out by Katie Mahenko. That was number 3, Danielle Woods, the outside hitting senior for Baldwin, with power that time. Katie Mahenko really didn't have much, made a valiant dig at it, but couldn't give it enough loft to keep the ball in play. Lots of substitutions by the Highlanders, 2 that time. I'm sorry I didn't pick them all up, but we'll get their names announced as time permits. Stephanie Jones picks that up. Alex Corey from the back line to libero. The set to the left side, number 3, that's Danielle Woods. Stephanie Jones off the block, successfully picked up by the Highlanders. The back set that time to the right side. Alex Corey, Katie Kennedy, and Alex Davin. Puts it over to keep that ball in play. To the left side again, number 3. Oh, and that's right over that time. And well done. That actually counts. That Alex Corey never intended that one, but it works just the same. It's technically an overpass, but it was enough overpass to get it just over the net falls down on the Baldwin side. Point and side out for the Panthers with Stephanie Jones handling the serving now for the Panthers from the back row. That's number 10, Leslie Dunn. Caitlin McGahey digs that one out and lofted back over. Stephanie Jones to Katie Kennedy to the left side, set to Bridget Slowey. Didn't fool the Highlanders that time. Back set right side on the Highlanders off the tip. Picked up by Steph Jones, and an I got it, thought you had it kind of a moment between Katie Kennedy and Alex Davin. Has that ball fall on the St. Clair side. Substitutions for the Highlanders, 2 of them coming. Number 2 is on the floor, Emily Zern back. She's a senior right side hitter, and Rebecca Mahalski, the senior, also back on the floor, and Emily picks up the serving chores. Highlanders trailing by 3, 17-14. Game number 1 of this best of 5 match. Caitlin McGahey picks the ball up to Katie Kennedy, and an awkward set that time. A lift is called. She got didn't have a very good position on it that time. Lift is a violation. Ball goes over back to the Highlanders. They continue with the serve, trailing by 2, 17-15. Caitlin McGahey picks it up. Alex Davin rescues it. Can it get over? Not that time. That's a 4-hit. That all started when the ball rolled off Caitlin McGahey's wrist to the right, making it difficult to pick that ball up and put it back in play. Caitlin again that time successfully. Katie Kennedy to Bridget Slowey, who finds a spot off the hands of Emily Zern. Maintaining or getting us back, I guess, to a 2-point Panther lead at 18-16. Junior Alex Davin, number 5, picks up the serve. Real close to the net that time, but picked up nicely by the Panthers. Into the Baldwin block, falls right back on the floor. Katie Mahenko had a good look at it, but that time it got into the block of senior hitter Danielle Woods. And Baldwin's back within 1 in fairly dangerous territory here. Game goes to 25. You have to win by 2. Jump serve way long. That one's out by 6-7 good feet. Gift back to the Panthers, and the 2-point cushion is back at 19-17, but the Panthers could use a couple of points here real quick. Bridget Slowey with the serve. Set to the Highlanders into the Katie Kennedy block. She caught the block, but it dribbled off onto the St. Clair side, and that's a point inside out. Back for the Baldwin Highlanders. Number 16 back on the floor for Baldwin. That's Kristen Saul. And doing the serving, this is the libero, Andrea Bova. That ticks the net. You can play it off the net in this game. It's not like the old volleyball I used to play, where the net serve was a do-over. That time it was playable, but Caitlin McGahey didn't quite get that ball over the net, hit it into the tape, and the game is tied up for the first time since very, very early in the match at 19-all. And the Panthers could use a couple of points here. Bridget Slowey to Katie Kennedy, the set to Caitlin McGahey on the left side. Not quite enough on it to find the floor. Number 10 for Baldwin, finds it off a tip. Point to the Highlanders anyway, and they've taken their first lead since a 1-0 lead. It's now 20-19 Highlanders here in game number 1, and the Panthers need to put a stop to this run right away. Alex Davin to Katie Kennedy. Oh, we're on the 2-ball. Called a double hit. Usually that catches the other team napping, and it worked successfully there, but that time it's a double hit. That way Katie Kennedy apparently didn't have both hands on the ball at the same time. And it's a point for Baldwin. It's 21-19. Caitlin McGahey with the powerful attack that time. Did not fool the Highlanders. Katie Mahenko there with a slicing attack across from the Katie Kennedy set. And Katie Mahenko with her 4th kill here in game number 1. Katie Mahenko with a big jump serve, lands just out. Thought that might be in, but it's out. That score's not right. Score, it's 20. But we got, it should be. But we got 1 in there. Should be 23-20, isn't it? I've lost track. Is it 23-19? We'll be back in just a second. There's some scoring issues here. The scoreboard is not correct. They're getting that fixed. That's what the delay in the game here is. We'll see if the score gets set correctly now. Looks like we're at 22-20. Remember, a game goes to 25. You win by 2. The Panthers need a big run here right now. Katie, that's not going to help Alex Corey now. Katie Kennedy just lofting the ball, and it works. Well, I didn't think that one had much promise, but sure enough, that top spin, well, geez, it was a pass really by Katie Kennedy to keep the ball in play. Finds a way onto the floor, and it's a 1-point deficit for the Panthers now at 21-22. Over past that time. Into the Caitlin McGahee block. Point for the Panthers. Caitlin McGahee in the right place at the right time. And this game is all knotted up at 22, coming down to decision time. This is this little run the Panthers needed. Back set to the right side, into the Caitlin McGahee block, but picked up by the Highlanders. Back to Alex Davin on the right side. Dug out again by Baldwin from the back row that time to keep the ball in play. Katie Kennedy to Steph Jones on the left side. And that one finds a spot in front of the Baldwin back row, and the Panthers have come back to take a lead here as this game since hangs in the balance. A 1-point Panther lead at 23-22 in what has turned out to be a very exciting first game of this match. And the Baldwin coach, Linda Scahill, takes a quick timeout to gather up her troops, see if they can recapture the momentum and take this game. What happens now is you have to win by 2. Should this game get to 24-24, that keeps going into overtime until somebody wins by 2. Now, I didn't get the chance to explain before, but you see girls with different jerseys on the floor. Panthers have one in yellow, and the Baldwin Highlanders one in purple. That's the libero, or as the more technically a libero, and that's a girl who can substitute anytime for anybody in the back row. It's a defensive specialist usually, whereas you have to check in. You've seen them probably on the telecast. Other players have to formally check in and substitute at the line. The libero does not have to do that. And you insert it for defensive purposes and can come and go basically as she pleases. Now, number 2, junior Katie Kennedy with the serve at 23-22 in game number 1 here. The back set sort of awkwardly placed there to Leslie Dunn. But Steph Jones that time, and picked up, dug out of there by Danielle Woods, but did not make it back over the net. And now the Panthers are in control with basically 2 game points. If the Highlanders should win 2 in a row, it goes to overtime. But here's the Panthers' chance to finish off game 1 right now. Right side to number 2, that's Emily Zern, dug out by Alex Corey to Stephanie Jones, just dumped over the net. Oh, she stepped over the black line, and it's a gift for the Highlanders. In dangerous territory now. The Panthers need to win this one. When she stepped over the line, that was a violation and point for the Highlanders. 24-23 Panthers needing one right now to pin it to finish off game number 1. Oh, left side to Alex Davin, didn't make it over the net. And here we go, it's 24-all. And now somebody has to win by 2. It's not necessarily an advantage to be serving at that point. The real advantage is the first team to get possession of the ball has the first chance at a bump set attack. But not that time for the Panthers. Alex Davin keeps it in play, but Baldwin has the advantage right now from the left side into the St. Clair block. Caitlin McGahee just keeps that ball over on the Baldwin side. Alex Corey digs it out, the pass right to the front line. Now Steph Jones tried the slicing attack. That didn't quite work, and they're on the 2 set. Alex Corey with a brilliant dig that time. Steph Jones off a block. 1-2, and Baldwin still with the ball. Steph Jones, oh, not much power on that one. Keeps the ball in play. Alex Corey again keeping that ball alive. Steph Jones into the Baldwin block. Dug out again. Lofted over, back in play. Katie Mehinko that time. Alex Davin from the right dribbles over the net. Still doesn't find a spot on the floor. Oh, but that time Baldwin got that ball to dribble over the net, and now Coach Yoko Nagao for St. Clair takes a quick timeout with Baldwin having control of this match, needing just 1 more point to come away with game number 1. It's 25-24. You have to win this thing by 2. Should the Panthers get this point, it'll have to go at least 2 more. Well, we can see at least this year that the Panthers are competitive against a powerhouse like Baldwin. As I might have explained, the Panthers are playing with a team full of juniors, no seniors on this squad. And then the last 2 years they've been playing teams jam full of juniors and seniors like this Baldwin squad. And we're having a rough time of it this year, though. The Panthers may be coming into their own with this crop of juniors. The back set to Caitlin McGahee. He finds a spot on the back left side for a Panther point, and now we're all knotted up at 25. Caitlin McGahee's second kill of the night. And now it's got to go to 27 at least 2 more points to play. Caitlin McGahee, famous for her jump serve, lands it in with a dying topspin back to the left side. Not much on it for Baldwin. Katie Kennedy with the set to Steph Jones, left side off the Baldwin block and down to the floor. Now the Panthers are in control at 26-25. 3 kills on the night for Stephanie Jones. Caitlin McGahee, the junior, once again. See if that diving jump serve can bring game number 1 success, but dug out of there. Kept alive by Katie Mahenko. Steph Jones off the Baldwin block. Left side off of Baldwin. Whoa, and the Panthers have taken game number 1. Danielle Woods had a great look at it, but the Panthers have come away with game number 1, 27-25. We'll take a quick break here and be right back for game number 2. Welcome back, everybody. I know it was just a few milliseconds for you, but it was about 3 minutes for us, and we're back for game number 2 of this best-of-5 match. I'm Kevin McGahee. My cameraman is T.J. Highland tonight. And this is the girls from Upper St. Clair against the girls from Baldwin High School. Upper St. Clair came away with game number 1, 27-25 in a quick overtime match. We're set for game number 2. St. Clair will have the first serve, and that'll be junior Katie Kennedy with the serve. We're getting lined up straight here. You see the teams have switched sides. The umpire over there, Nancy Patterson's getting the line up straight, making sure everybody's in the right spot at the right time. And we are underway. From the left side, that was Emily Zern for Baldwin. Back to Stephanie Jones off the Baldwin block. And St. Clair draws first blood, 1-0 in game number 2. And Stephanie Jones with her 4th kill of the night. Steph having a terrific match so far. To the left side, number 2, Emily Zern again for Baldwin. Back set now to Alex Davin. Finds its way off the hands of number 7. That's Jordan Scahill. Out of bounds, a point for the Panthers at 2-0 here early in game number 2 of this best-of-5 match with St. Clair won game number 1. Katie Kennedy with a dying quail of a serve again. From the back row, maybe Alex Corey might have let that go, because out would have done that. Alex Davin sort of got under that one. Lofted it long by 4 or 5 feet. The side out and the point go back to the Highlanders. That will be number 10. The junior Leslie Dunn handling the serving chores for the Highlanders. Bridges slowly. Katie Kennedy to Caitlin McGahee, who dumps the ball right over, but dug out of there by the Highlanders. Back to number 3, Danielle Woods, the senior outside hitter. And that attack, the cross-court slice successful for the Highlanders. They tie up this game number 2 at 2-2. And maintain the serve. That's Leslie Dunn handling the serving. Basically from the back row, that was Alex Davin, who didn't have a real good look at that. No power, and it went straight into the net. And Baldwin continues the serve. Leslie Dunn. Alex Corey digs it out. The back set from Katie Kennedy to Steph Jones. Handled very nicely by Emily Zerna Baldwin that time. And from the back row, she had the same experience Alex Davin did. Not quite enough on it. Wallops it right into the net. Side out and point for the Panthers. This sends junior Stephanie Jones to do the serving chores. Set to the left side, up high and off the St. Clair block. Emily Zern, the senior setter that time, with the attack that goes off the St. Clair hands and out of bounds. 2 substitutions for Baldwin. They're happening so fast I can't always come up with them. When I can, I shall let you know. But this is number 21, the senior Jessie McGuire, handling the serving now for Baldwin. The back set, Alex Davin that time off the Baldwin block and dug out of there by Jessie McGuire. Long hit, no tap, just out of bounds. Good for the Panthers. Works out that time. Sailed long over the back line. Ties the game up at 4-4. Junior Caitlin McGahee with a little jump serve that time. Leslie Dunn into the Katie Mahenko block. Not for a point that time, but at least keeps that ball live. Back into the block again. 2 Katie Mahenko blocked, but that one rolled off onto the St. Clair side. Side out and point for Baldwin. Substitution number 1, senior Rebecca Mahalski on the floor, and Jordan Scahill, the junior, takes a seat, but she'll be back. Emily Zern with the serve. Alex Corey to Katie Kennedy to Katie Mahenko off the block, and a successful, well, I've seen more power on kills, but that one works just the same. Katie Mahenko off the Baldwin block and fall right in between the front and back lines for the point. And now Alex Davin, the junior, sets up for the serve for the Panthers. The short set that time, the timing was off a little bit. It actually sailed over the head of Allison Davick, the senior middle hitter for Baldwin, and fell on their side. Gift for the Panthers and their first lead of this game, number 2 at 6-5. Alex Davin with a knuckle serve. You could practically read the void on that one as it was traveling across the net. But with power that time, Alex Corey, the libero on the back line, couldn't dig that one up and keep it in play. It's an even game at 6-6 now. Senior middle hitter Danielle Woods with a jump serve now for Baldwin, dug out by Steph Jones. Bridges slowly from the left side. Either hit the red and white antenna or was on the outside of it. I'm sorry, couldn't tell very well from where I'm sitting. The violation in any case, side out and point, not side out, but point to the Highlanders. And the Danielle Wood serve went way long that time. Happy birthday, Panthers. And brings the match even again. Caitlin McGahee just zipped on the floor, substituting for the libero, Alex Corey. I think Jessie McGuire had some thoughts of letting that one sail out of bounds, but she returned it, but didn't make it all the way back over. It's a 4-hit violation. Point for the Panthers with Bridget Slowey, the number 14, the junior, with the serve. Jessie McGuire again. Leslie Dunn got that one over now for Baldwin. And now Steph Jones from the left side off the hands of Jessie McGuire and kept in bounds. Jessie hoisted back over, keeping that ball in play. Katie Kennedy with the back set to Katie Mahenko. Had to stretch for that one. With power from the back row attack, senior Danielle Woods. Number 16 back on the floor for Baldwin. That's Kristen Saul, and the libero Andrea Bova subs. She's a senior defensive specialist and takes over the serving chores. Tied up at 8-8 here in game number 2. Katie Mahenko, the ball goes just long. Yep. She had a real good look at it off a decent Katie Kennedy set, but it went about a foot long. Point to the Highlanders, who've got a 1-point lead at 9-8. That's been the biggest lead of the night. Nancy Patterson, the umpire, helping the lines lady get set and find the right position there. That's what that's all about. Lining up for the best possible view. Looks like both coaches have been involved, and we seem to be all set. And that'll be Andrea Bova with the serve. Katie Kennedy to Katie Mahenko. To the left side. That one called in. Well, looked out from here, but that was apparently called in. Successful attack for the Highlanders. And another point, their biggest lead of game number 2 here at 10-8. Caitlin McGahee to Katie Kennedy to Stephanie Jones with power. Nobody was going to return that one. That's Stephanie's 5th kill of the night. Ties her with Katie Mahenko for the team lead right now, and the Panthers are back within 1 at 10-9. This is game number 2 of a best-of-5 match with Katie Mahenko trying out her jump serve. Little back set, number 1 Rebecca Maholsky, the senior right side hitter, had way too much on it that time. Sails wide out of bounds. Point to the Panthers, and the game is knotted up back at 10-10. Jump serve again, dives over the net. Kept alive by Katie Mahenko. Nice dig that time. And from the back row, that's Stephanie Jones. Katie Kennedy back to Steph Jones with it, attack, and goes into the Baldwin block. A successful block and successful point for the Highlanders. They've got a 1-point lead back at 11-10. 2 substitutions for the Highlanders. Number 20, first time we've seen her on the floor, junior Sarah Chileo, and number 7, Jordan Scahill, who will take up the serving chores. 11-10 Highlanders. Steph Jones again. Oh, Highlanders dig it out nicely. To the left side, that was Leslie Dunn, the junior outside hitter, off Katie Mahenko's wrist over the back line out of bounds. And the Highlanders back to that 2-point lead, 12-10. Caitlin McGahee with a chance this time, and the ball sails 2 feet over the back line. 3-point advantage now for the Highlanders at 13-10. Katie Mahenko to the front to Steph Jones. Had a good look at it that time, but dug out nicely by Baldwin into the Caitlin McGahee block that time. And the successful, that's her 2nd successful block for a point of the night. Side out, and the point go back to the Panthers, where junior Katie Kennedy, number 2, takes up the serving. Panthers down by 2, trailing 13-11. From the right side this time, that's Leslie Dunn, the junior again. Off a Panther arm and out of bounds, and a substitution finally for the Panthers. First one of the night, basically. Number 18 is Emily Muller, gets on the floor. She is a sophomore. Alex Davin takes his spot on the bench. Emily's the tallest player on the Panthers squad and is her 2nd bout of varsity action this year. Katie Mahenko, Katie Kennedy to Caitlin McGahee. Didn't quite find the floor that time. From the back row, basically, and another successful back row attack, this time Danielle Woods, the senior, and Baldwin opens up a 4-point lead now at 15-11. Lindsay Bettillion, number 6, with the serve for Baldwin. From the back row, that's Katie Mahenko, just keeping the ball in play this time. To the left side, number 3 again, Danielle Woods with power. Not much Alex Corey could do that time, and Yoko Nagao, the brand new coach of the Panthers this year, takes a timeout. I mentioned before this is a transition year for the Panthers with the way the girls have aged and grown up, but it's also a brand new coach for us. This is Yoko Nagao's 1st year coaching the Panthers, with an experienced, bunch of juniors here and a huge crop of sophomores and freshmen coming behind. St. Clair Volleyball was down for several years, as evidenced by having no seniors on this squad and only 2 seniors on last year's squad. Yoko Nagao, the new coach, has been has been coaching volleyball in the area here for quite a while, having been previously with Peters Township, having taken them to the WPO playoffs. She took California University to the National Division II, I think, Final Four. And with the departure of Jen Hughes last year, Yoko Nagao has put together a pretty decent program with some experienced girls here. Now we'll see if they can't pull it out here, get some points together, and cut into this 5-point Baldwin lead. Currently 16-11 Baldwin. Well, there's number 1. There's a good start. Lindsay Bettillion serves one, sails one left out of bounds. Panthers within 4 at 16-12. Stephanie Jones with the serve. And a nice one at that, an ace off the hands of Lindsay Bettillion. Steph Jones' second ace of the night. Panthers back within 3 at 16-13, Baldwin. The back set into the Bridget Slowey, blocked that time. And the Panthers have put together a nice little 3-point run. Bridget's first successful block for a point tonight. And they've cut that lead from 5 to 2 right now. 16-14, Steph Jones with that serve again. The set to the left side. Danielle Woods again, but picked up by the Panthers this time from the back row. Steph Jones keeps that ball in play. Into the block that time. Caitlin McGahey keeps that ball on the Baldwin side. Katie Kennedy with a great dig to keep it in play, and a double hit called by Katie Vahenko after what was a good dig there by Katie Kennedy. You like to see the girls go onto the floor to get these loose balls, but it's side out and point to Baldwin. Let's see if the Panthers can't get this one right back and build up 2 or 3 more. It's a 17-14 Highlander lead. Bridget Slowey up high off the Katie Kennedy set. And Bridget Slowey with her third successful kill of the night. And indeed, we're back within 2 at 17-15 Highlanders. Caitlin McGahey, the junior jump server, with the attempt this time. To the right side, number 20 had a look at that, Sarah Chileo.
I didn't get the call. Did you see it?
Looked like the ball was tipped. It looked like that one sailed way long, but the referee here called a touch on the Panthers. I don't think anybody was near it, but it is what it is, I guess. Well, off what I thought was a successful Panther point, the Baldwin Highlanders have it again, and that's Emily Zern with the serve. See if the Panthers can make this one good. Katie Vahenko into the Baldwin block and out of bounds. There's a successful Panther point. That block, if it's going to be successful, has to fall inbounds on the right side of the floor. Emily Muller subs out, and Alex Davin comes back in to handle some of the serving chores. She's number 5 and a junior. 2-point Baldwin lead at 18-16. And a chance for the Panthers to creep right back in it here. To the left side to number 1. That's Rebecca Mahalski. Alex Corey digs it out from the back row. That's Steph Jones from the back row. Off the hands of Jessie McGuire. And Steph Jones with a nice back row attack. We've seen a few of those from Baldwin tonight, but that's the first one we've seen from the Panthers. They're back within 1 at 18-17. Who's in the net this looks like a Panther was in the net that time. That's unusual to see somebody in the net on defense. Usually it's an offensive player in motion that goes over the net, but this time it was one of the Panthers. I'm sorry I was screened. I can't tell you which one, but it's back to a 2-point Highlander lead with senior Danielle Woods doing the serving, and Steph Jones was off balance for that one. That may have been one of those knuckle serves that might have had Steph fooled a little bit. Rolled off her wrist and out of bounds. 3-point lead for the Highlanders now at 2017. That one was threatened to go long, but we kept it in play. Katie Kennedy lofted over and in. That's the second time Katie Kennedy has done that, where basically she's just lofted it to keep the ball in play, and it scores a point. Side out to the Panthers and back in play, and back within 2 points at 2018. Junior Bridget Slowey with the serve, and that lands right on the line in. An ace for Bridget Slowey. Her first ace of the night, and 3 total for the Panthers in 2 games here. And they're back within 1 at 2019. Remember, a game is by 2. Game is to 25, and you have to win by 2, that is. To the left side, into the Katie Vahenko block. Back to the right side this time. Alex Davin digs it out. The set to the left side, and Steph Jones into the Baldwin block. Steph Jones again into the Baldwin block. Not exactly into the block. Apparently it was lower than the block. Hit into the net. A 4-hit situation with a side out. The points awarded to Baldwin, and they get the serve awarded too. The couple of substitutions there you saw. I'll pick them up in a minute here, but one of them is number 9, Andrea Bova. Katie Kennedy to Steph Jones, who just lofted over, keeps the ball in play this time. See if the Panthers can get what to use this time. The short set works that time, but that one just sort of oozed itself into the donut, the hole that in the middle of the 6 girls right there between the front and back lines. And Baldwin has here in dangerous territory a 3-point lead at 22-19. Diabova with that serve. Lofted back by Alex Corey, keeping that ball in play. The center set, and that one should have gone wide. Did go wide, called wide. Not by much, but that did go wide. The Panthers are back within 2 here, coming toward the end of game number 2. It's 22-20. Baldwin, that one's off the net. Lands in. Lands on the line. Oh, that's playable. Off the net, lands on the line, and that's an ace for Katie Mahenko. Have to send that net manufacturer a nice Christmas gift. But not that time. Katie had way too much on it. Not a good time to give away a point. At 23-21 for Baldwin now, with them in control, with their controlling the serve. Number 7, this junior Jordan Scahill, daughter of the coach now, will be on to do the serving for Baldwin. Rescued nicely by Alex Corey, put back by Katie Kennedy. Block time. Oh, that worked out nicely. A new substitution, Brittany Edwards, a freshman middle hitter, was on the floor that time for her first opportunity, dribbled off her wrist. Point for the Panthers at 20, trailing by 1. Substitution, Emily Muller, number 18, back on the floor for the Panthers. Junior Katie Kennedy with the serve. Dug out of there by Katie Kennedy. Caitlin McGahee on the 2-ball, lofted back over to the left side, and off a St. Clair tip, out of bounds, and point to the Highlanders now with 2 game points in hand at 24-22. Remember, in the first game of this match, we got in a similar situation. Coach Yoko Nagao takes a timeout for the Panthers to make sure they're settled down, just like you would in the last 2 minutes of a basketball game. Settle the troops down. Do what has to be done here to get a point. Well, we need 2 points in a row, right back to back now. First order of business is to get the side out, to get the point back, and then score one on the serve to take this one into overtime. Because the next point, next successful opportunity by the Baldwin Highlanders will end game number 2. They've both been very close, both games. Game number 1, the Panthers opened up an early 7-point lead, but the Highlanders crawled back, got the lead at this stage of the game. The Panthers fought back and ended up winning it in overtime, 27-25. Let's see if the Panthers have it in them this time and see what Coach Nagao has up her sleeve. It'll be the junior, number 10, Leslie Dunn, handling the serving. The advantage really goes to the Panthers here. They get first look at this ball to see if they can't get a successful attack. The back set to Caitlin McGahee, and it sails out of bounds. Had a good look at it, but that's not going to do it. And Baldwin comes away with game number 2 at 25-22. We'll take a quick 3-minute break here and be right back for game number 3. Stay with us. We are back. It was just a few seconds ago we were here, but I'm Kevin McGahee with cameraman TJ Highland here for game number 3 of this girls Whoopio volleyball match between the Highlanders of Baldwin and the homestanding Panthers of Upper St. Clair. And in game number 3, that attack by Baldwin goes wide to start off game number 3, and it's a 1-0 early Panthers lead here in game number 3. Katie Kennedy, junior, with that serve that time. Left side, that's number 10, Leslie Dunn, the junior outside hitter. Off a St. Clair arm and block, out of bounds, and it's side out and point to Baldwin, knotting it up here real early in game number 3 at 1-1. This is a best-of-5 match. Each team has won 1 game so far, so it boils down to a best-of-3 now. Alex Davin keeping the ball in play. The left side set to number 3. That's Danielle Woods, apparently into a St. Clair block. The right side, Katie Kennedy now to Katie Mahenko, and back to Katie Kennedy. Dug out by Baldwin from the back row. Katie Kennedy again. Alex Davin that time to Caitlin McGahee with power, but long. Caitlin didn't get on top of it. Had a really good look at it. But the point, the out of bounds, sends the point over to Baldwin, and they've got a 2-1 lead here in game number 3. Not a good set that time by Katie Kennedy. No room for Stephanie Jones to do much with it. It was a set that went really too close to the net and not high enough for Steph to really get at. Point for Baldwin, and Leslie Dunn continues with the serve. Katie Kennedy with the overpass. It goes right back over the net and almost catches Baldwin napping, but not quite. Dug out there nicely by Alex Corey, and Steph Jones off the block. Steph Jones for her second terrific kill of the night, and two magnificent digs now for Alex Corey, the libero, who subs out now. Bridget Slowey comes on the floor, the junior, number 14. Stephanie Jones with the serve. Panthers trailing 3-2. Not much that time for Baldwin to work with Katie Kennedy to Alex Davin off the block into the net, and there's a successful Panther point, no matter how you slice it. And have knotted game number 3 back up at 3-3. Stephanie Jones continues with the serve. Bridget Slowey keeping the ball basically in play that time. Didn't have much to work with. The right side into the Caitlin McGahee block. Violation by the Panthers sends the side out and point over to Baldwin. Jessie McGuire now with the serve. Bridget Slowey off the hall. Baldwin blocking down on the floor. They don't always have to be powerful. They have to go to the right place at the right time. And Bridget Slowey with her 4th kill of the night. Caitlin McGahee, the junior jump server now with the attempt. And, well, not much on that one. It does get over the net, though. And a nice little dump shot by Danielle Woods, the senior outside hitter, catches the Panthers napping a little bit, finds a spot on the floor where nobody was standing. Side out and point to Baldwin. Substitution number 1, Rebecca Maholsky on the floor for the Highlanders. Jordan Scahill goes off, but she'll be back. Emily Zern with that serve that time. Katie Mahenko with an awkward attack attempt. Didn't bring much, but into the block. Oh, lands out of bounds. Katie Mahenko and Bridget Slowey had the block called, but it landed out of bounds. Point Baldwin, 6-4. Highlanders early in game number 3. Bridget Slowey with the attempt, and there it goes off a shoulder. And back on the 3rd try into the Katie Mahenko block for a point, her 2nd one of the night. Tied with Caitlin McGahee for successful blocks that get turned into points. And now Alex Davin, the junior number 5, with the serve. Just the easy dump shot by Baldwin. Doesn't catch the Panthers that time. Bridget Slowey, though, with the attempt. To the right side into the Katie Mahenko block. To the left side. Oh, Baldwin could have kept that one going. Another Panther into the net. I didn't see who that was that time. I wasn't watching that. But that's several of these net points that Panthers have given up tonight, really unnecessarily. Point back to Baldwin with a 2-point lead at 7-5. The slide play, the first time we've seen that tonight. To Katie Mahenko with a middle hitter, circles around the back of the setter with a back set and a cross-court slice. Didn't work on that play, but it works out just fine when Baldwin hits it about 5 feet long. Side out and point to the Panthers at trailing by 1 at 6-7. Bridget Slowey with that serve, and there's that dump shot again, and not enough. I think Katie Mahenko got a hand on it, but caught Caitlin McGahee zigging instead of zagging and rolls off her wrist out of bounds. Back to a 2-point Baldwin lead at 8-6. Andrea Bova, the senior libero, with the serve. Alex Davin, the little overpass into the net that time. Not much Katie Kennedy could do about it. That ball, needs to be a little bit further back of the net so your setter can take advantage of that and do something with it. Katie Kennedy really had no chance at it that time. 9-6 Baldwin lead. Steph Jones off the Baldwin block, but recovered nicely by the Highlanders. The little soft touch again. This one by number 18. She's the sophomore Ashley Leotis. First time we've seen her on the floor. overpass again, that time by Caitlin McGahee, but dumped over the net that time by Katie Kennedy for her second successful kill of the night. The side out and point back to the Panthers, trailing by 3, 10-7 in game number 3. Katie Mahenko comes up way short on her jump serve attempt. A gift and point for the Highlanders at 11-7. Back on the floor, that's number 7, Jordan Scahill for the Highlanders. Rebecca Mahalski takes a seat on the bench. They've subbed in and out quite often in these last 2 games. So this best of 5 match. Alex Corey with a bump that time that didn't have quite enough height in it. Katie Kennedy made a valiant dive for it, but what didn't get under it enough to do anything with it, and it counts as an ace point for the Highlanders, and a 5-point lead now at 12-7. Steph Jones into the Baldwin block, and that time it works. Again, you don't have to have a lot of power on it. Put it in a good spot. Well, the other team can't get at it, and it works. Katie Kennedy with the serve this time. The attack that time by senior Kristen Saul off Katie Mahenko's hands off the back line. Side out point back to the Highlanders at 13-8 now, 5-point lead. Substitution number 17, Erica Pizzi, I believe you pronounce that, P-I-Z-Z-I, on the floor for the Highlanders. Her first action of the night, and she takes up the serving chores. Caitlin McGahee, and that finds a spot. Successful kill by Caitlin off a nice Katie Kennedy set. Caitlin's third successful kill of the night, to go along with 2 great digs and 2 blocks for points. Panthers with the serve back within 4 at 13-9. Number 16 that time, Kristen Saul, again the senior middle hitter on their version of the slide play. Goes off a Panther hand and out of bounds. Back to a 5-point lead for the Highlanders at 14-9. Jessie McGuire, the senior defensive specialist, with the serve this time. Katie Kennedy. Luckily, it works out just fine. I bet she didn't intend to do that, but Katie Kennedy with her third score of the night finds a spot where nobody from Baldwin standing, and the Panthers are back within 4. Caitlin McGahee with the jump serve. Lands in on that beautiful bump set attack by the Highlanders. Finds a spot on the back right of the Panthers floor, and that lead stays at 5. Emily Zern, the senior, with the serve right now for Baldwin. Katie Mahenko off an awkward set finds a way to make that one score. I seem to have missed a substitution here. Number 16 is the sophomore Alex Corey, and this is going to be very confusing. There are 2 Alex Coreys on the floor. You hear me talk about them both. Well, waste her serve opportunity that time. Gives a gift back to the Highlanders at 16-11. Alex Corey, number 16, is spelled with a K. Alex Corey, the libero, number 6 in the yellow jersey, is spelled with a C. They are not related. Well, this helps solve the problem. Corey with a K is off the floor in favor of Alex Davin. Should be back. It gets confusing when both Alex Coreys are on the floor. There's no 2 ways about it. But it's a 5-point Baldwin lead. The short set to Katie Mahenko from Katie Kennedy, and that is Katie Mahenko's 7th successful kill of the night, tying her for the team lead with Stephanie Jones at 7. And this has been seesawing back and forth. The Panthers aren't in a spot where they can keep trading points. They need to get a few in a hurry here. That overpass almost worked for the Panthers. Successfully saved that time by Katie Mahenko. The 2 ball from Katie Kennedy didn't make it over the net. And that time, there's 2 points in a row for the Panthers on an awkward play by Baldwin. You don't see that very often, but it brings the Panthers back within 3 at 16-13. Game number 3 of this best of 5 match. With power that time, not much the Panthers could do against Rebecca Mahalski. It's a senior right side hitter. Put some power on that one. 2 substitutions. The libero number 9 back on the floor. That's Andrea Bova. Alex Davin to Katie Mahenko from the back row. This will be Caitlin McGahee keeping the ball in play. The attack by Leslie Dunn off the Upper St. Clair tap and off over the back line builds that lead back to 5 for Baldwin. 18-13. Andrea Bova continues with the serve for Baldwin. Stephanie Jones dug out of there by Baldwin. Into the net that time. From the back row, number 3, Danielle Woods, the senior outside hitter, had a look at it, but that one smacked right into the net. Side out and point to the Panthers. Can't seem to get it closer than 4 here. This trading points thing's not going to cut it. From the back row, Danielle Woods just lofts the ball over to keep it in play. The short set to Caitlin McGahee, picked up by Andrea Bova. But that time, Leslie Dunn, the junior outside hitter, finds a spot in the back left. And it's back to 5. Number 7 back on the floor, Jordan Scahill, the junior setter for Baldwin. And that 5-point lead is still lurking around here. Panthers need to be eating into that and not trading points. Steph Jones off the Baldwin block and onto the floor. This may be the start of it. 8 successful kills for Stephanie Jones tonight. Very good night for her off these decent Katie Kennedy sets, and Katie Kennedy has the serve. Panthers need points right now. And there's one. Leslie Dunn had a really good look at it, but sailed it way out of bounds, 8 or 10 feet, way long. And the Panthers are within 3 at 19-16, but still needing to get control of this game. Trading points is not going to do it. Emily Zern that time with a cross-court kill for Baldwin. Lands right in front of Alex Corey. Didn't really have much of a shot at it. Landed in a big wide open space. Side out and point to the Highlanders at 20-16. Alex Corey keeps the ball in play. And the little dunk shot does not work for Baldwin. Well, that one works. Stephanie Jones made a valiant dig at it. She got down on the floor, keeping the ball alive. But it wasn't enough as it went right over to a Baldwin player who shoved it right back down on the St. Clair side. And it's still a 5-point lead, 21-16 for the Baldwin Highlanders. And Coach Yoko Nagao takes the timeout for Upper St. Clair. She knows, like everybody else does, that this trading points thing is for the birds. The Panthers need to put together 3 or 4 big points in a row right now, or risk losing game number 3 here. A game is to 25. You have to win by 2. Each team has 1 in the bag so far. But right now, the Panthers need to string together some points to get in the driver's seat here by winning game number 3. Let's see what Coach Nagao's got up her sleeve to rally the troops. Panthers trail by 5 at 21-16. Katie Mahenko digs it out. Katie Kennedy to Steph Jones into the block. Comes right back to the Panthers, but Alex Corey that time out of position, but did get the chance to loft it over. Nicely blocked by the Panthers. Caitlin McGahee over on the 2 ball that time. Doesn't fool the Baldwin Highlanders. Into the block that time. The Caitlin McGahee block works. Now, let's see. Can the Panthers string together a few successful points here to get back in control of this game? Stephanie Jones with the serve. The set to the left side off a St. Clair block. Still in play. Caitlin McGahee that time, but Baldwin digs it out. There's that little dump shot again. It works like a charm. You expect that to come with power off a bump set attack like that. But when the girls are looking for power and you come over with a little weak shot, sometimes you get in the right place and it worked just like then. And the Baldwin Highlanders maintain that 5-point lead at 22-17. Jessie McGuire, number 21, back on the floor serving for the Highlanders. Bridget Slowey that time oozes it over the net and over the front line into that donut space, and the Panthers are back within 4, 22-18. Caitlin McGahee with the serve this time. Be nice to score an ace right now, but that doesn't look like that'll happen. From the left side off 2, St. Clair tips. Number 3, Danielle Woods again, the senior outside hitter, And that 5-point lead looks like it's going to hold up here as we get close to danger time here. 23-18 Baldwin lead. Getting close to the conclusion of game number 3 of this best-of-5 match. Alex Davin, the overpass goes right to the net. Baldwin knows what to do with that. And it's game point right now at 24-18 for the Highlanders. Back set to the Highlanders, pulled out by Steph Jones. Katie Kennedy on the 2-ball. And a successful attack. Rebecca Mahalski with a successful kill that time. There seems to be some moisture on the court. That's what all the action was about a little while ago. You don't want the players slipping and slide and risking injuring anything. It's 24-19. Game point for the Highlanders. Stephanie Jones from the back row. Doesn't fool Baldwin that time. The back set to the right side. Called in. Looked out from here, but it seems to have landed in on the tape. And Baldwin comes away with game number 3 at 25-19. We'll take another quick break between games here and be right back. Stay with us. Greetings, everybody. We are back. It's Kevin McGahey with cameraman TJ Highland with a night of girls volleyball here at Upper St. Clair. It's Tuesday, September 12th, and the Baldwin Highlanders have come to town to challenge the Upper St. Clair Panthers. We're in game number 4 of this best-of-5 match. The Panthers won game number 1, 27-25 in, well, I guess what you call overtime in volleyball. Baldwin came back to win, really did come back to win game number 2, 25-22, and they took game number 3, 25-19. And that's not the greatest start in the world for the Panthers right now, giving away the point number 1 of game number 4. Baldwin with an early 1-0 lead off the Katie Kennedy serve. Leslie Dunn, the junior outside hitter with the serve this time. Katie Kennedy over to Emily Muller, the sophomore, starting game number 4. Nicely done off the St. Clair block that time. Emily Muller picked it up after the block. And Danielle Woods didn't get away with that one. The right side hit that time off a St. Clair tip and out of bounds. It's happening a lot on these powerful kill attempts by Baldwin. It's going off the St. Clair hand and out of bounds. It happened quite a bit in game number 3. And it's an early 2-0 lead for the Baldwin Highlanders. First time we've seen her tonight. Mara Sedlock, the senior defensive specialist, is on the game and handles a serve for Baldwin. Steph Jones with the attempt, but came up a little short, got underneath that one and dribbled off her wrist into the net. 3-0 early in game number 4 for Baldwin. Mara Sedlock with the serve and long. A gift for the Panthers now. After giving 2 to Baldwin. Let's see if the Panthers can get something started now with junior Stephanie Jones at the serve. And there it is, an ace. Well, there it is, an ace. We'll take them like we can get them. Aces having kind of hard to come by at this level, but that's the 3rd one of the night for Stephanie Jones. She's got something on that ball, and it's a 3-2 Panther lead. But that time, whacks it off the tape at the top of that 7-foot 8-inch net. That came up about 7'4" that time. But it's a side out and point to the Highlanders. Senior Jessie McGuire with the serve for Baldwin. Alex Corey with the bump. The set. There's Danielle Woods again from the left side. I missed another substitution. Number 1 sophomore Nina Camacho is on the floor here in game number 4 for the Panthers as well. I should reset this lineup with those 2 major substitutions. Jessie McGuire on the 2-ball. Katie Kennedy sends it over without having the luxury of an attack. It didn't fool the Baldwin Highlanders that time. From the back row, Caitlin McGahey to Stephanie Jones. The right side attack this time by number 2. That's Emily Zern, the senior right side player. And Baldwin has a 4-point lead at 6-2 here early in game number 4, this best-of-5 match. 2 games to Baldwin, 1 for St. Clair. St. Clair needs this one to keep this match alive. From the back row, Stephanie Jones, the back row attack. Hit them where they ain't is part of the magic of this game, and that's exactly what Steph did for her 9th successful attack, 9th kill of the night. And here's junior Caitlin McGahee. Let's see what her jump serve's got. To the right side, into the St. Clair block. Katie Kennedy with the set to Nina Camacho. Dribbled off her wrist into the net. Side out and point to the Baldwin Highlanders again, and a 4-point lead here early in game number 4 at 7-3. Oh, that one should have been out of bounds. Emily Muller dug it out of there, but I bet that one would have gone out of bounds. Rebecca Mahalski into the St. Clair block and dribbles off on the St. Clair side of the floor, and that lead now for Baldwin is 5 at 8-3. Popular Baldwin substitution. This is sophomore Jennifer Kimmick on the floor for the first time, and Allison Davik, the senior middle hitter, goes out. Bam, that time, Katie Mahenko off the Katie Kennedy set. 8 kills tonight for Katie Mahenko. Panthers stay alive, get that side out and the serve back. Trailing by 4, 8-4 in game number 4. This is Alex Davin, who just substituted for sophomore Emily Muller. That was one of those, I'm sure, I wouldn't have liked to try to return that one. It probably died right in front of Mara Sedlock that time. Didn't know whether to hit it up or down. And ends up an ace for Alex Davin. She tries her again, but Mara comes back with a serve that time. And from the back row, number 1, Rebecca Mahalski tried that back row attack. That came up way short. Never even made it to the net. 2 points in a row for the Panthers, and it's a 2-point lead for Baldwin at 8-6. Alex Davin with the serve. Sails just long by about a foot. Alex had a little bit too much on it. Side out and point to Baldwin. At 9-6, number 18's on the floor. That's Ashley Leotis, a sophomore outside hitter. Katie Kennedy with the set to Nina Camacho over the Baldwin block. And Nina Camacho's first kill of the night off the assist by Katie Kennedy. 9-7 Baldwin lead. 2-point lead here early in game number 4. The back set and a double hit call that time. The back set looked to have been good from up here, but it ends up being a double hit. Violation and point to the Panthers at 9-8. Nina Camacho continues with the serve. Oh, the nice hit, nice attack that time by Rebecca Mahalski off the Katie Mahenko block. Off the side of her wrist out of bounds, and a side out and point for the Highlanders, back to a 10-8 2-point Highlander lead. Another substitution, first time on the floor for Emily Stanford, number 11. She's a senior. Defensive specialist, her first floor time of the night. Little confusion on the Panther side that time. Nina Camacho didn't have much to work with, but she did make a dive for it. Trying to keep that ball alive. Didn't quite make it. Sails out of bounds on the Baldwin side. Point Highlanders. 3-point lead at 11-8. Stephanie Jones keeping the ball alive, and it works that time. Looks like Emily Stanford might have taken her eye off the ball because it dribbled off the back of her hands and off the back line. Side out for the Panthers and a well-needed point. 2-point deficit for St. Clair now at 11-9. Junior Katie Mahenko handling the serve. She's got a jump serve to work with too. Let's see what it can do. Overpass by Baldwin and a tough attack that time. A little awkward set. But Steph Jones with a good look off the Baldwin block and out of bounds. Stephanie Jones, 10 kills on the night off those Katie Kennedy sets, and the Panthers are back within 1 at 11-10. from the back row. I think that's number 18. That is Ashley Leotis, the sophomore. Had a good look at it, but it sails wide. And suddenly the Panthers are back in this at an 11-11 tie. Katie Mahenko again with a jump serve. Dives right in front of the back line. Can it go back over? Lands out of bounds. Alex David had a good shot at it. Rescued it from going out of bounds, but it landed just wide on the Baldwin side. Side out and point to the Highlanders. 1 point lead at 12-11 here in game number 4. If Baldwin wins this game, the match is over. The Panthers need to win this one to keep the match alive and send it to 5. Jordan Scahill with the serve. Steph Jones basically from the back row, and Baldwin picks that one up really nicely. Right side. Not much on it that time for Brittany Edwards, the freshman. But she hits it where the Panthers weren't. Successful Baldwin point that time. It's a 2-point lead at 13-11. Katie Kennedy with the back set to Caitlin McGahey off the ball. Well, Baldwin picked it up actually off their own block. Thought for a minute that we might have that one. It's got to go over this time. Caitlin McGahey again dug out by Baldwin. Steph Jones shoved it over the net that time. No real power on that ball. That one goes way wide, or way long that is. Number 18, number 18. That's Ashley Leotis. Sends it way long. Side out point to the Panthers, trailing by 1. 13-12 substitution. Emily Muller, number 18, back on the floor. She's a sophomore. Nina Camacho and Stephanie Jones lofts the ball over. See what Baldwin can do with it now. Off a nice St. Clair block, and Emily Muller had a good look at it. But that timing, when it ticks off a hand, can get just enough, the timing gets just enough off that in that case it just found an open spot. Number 14 on the floor. This is the first time we've seen Hannah Jekic. She's a junior defensive specialist and handles the serve for an ace. I'm sure the Panthers thought that one was going to hit into the net, but it barely ekes it over. Ace for the Highlanders gives them a 3-point lead at 15-12 here in game number 4. Alex Corey to Katie Kennedy to Caitlin McGahey with a wide open back right corner. Caitlin McGahey's 4th kill of the night. 4 for Caitlin, 10 for Stephanie Jones, 8 for Katie Mahenko, 5 for Bridget Slow. He's not on the floor right now. Nice block by Caitlin McGahey that time. A second block right into the long arms of Caitlin McGahey. Didn't go for a point, but it's 2 great blocks. Nina Camacho. And the 3rd block attempt by Caitlin McGahey drops for a point. The Panthers have fought back within 1 now, 2 substitutions. Number 10, Leslie Dunn, the junior, back on the floor for the Highlanders, as is Emily Zern, the senior. 1 point deficit for the Panthers, trailing 15-14. The back set and awkward for the Highlanders, but pulled off nicely by the Panthers. Nina Camacho, no tip, simply out of bounds. A little too much on it from Nina. The side out and point go back to the Highlanders, and we've been trading points here again for the past 8 or 9, something that the Panthers and Highlanders did last game after the Highlanders got a big 5-point lead. Katie Kennedy to Nina Camacho off the Baldwin block. Emily Muller, yes, finds it just behind the back line. There again, you don't have to have a lot of power on it if it finds the right spot, and sure enough it did for Emily Muller. Really her first score of the night. We'll give her a kill on that. The jump serve by Caitlin McGahey goes wide. Tough to have errors at this time of the game. You can't be giving away points like that. Let's see if the Panthers can't get it back. It's only a 2-point deficit at 17-15 with the side out and point. Go to the Highlanders. Emily Zern with the serve. Nicely blocked and recovered by the Panthers from the back row. Some confusion there. Nobody called it. Alex Corey and Steph Jones both got tied up in the back row. We both actually had a pretty good look at the ball. but somebody should have called the other one off, and it's a 3-point Baldwin lead at 18-15. That time the short set goes to Katie Mahenko. 9 kills on the night for Katie. Alex Davin, the junior, substitutes back in for sophomore Emily Muller, and probably will pick up the serving. Yep, sure enough, will pick up the serving chores. Panthers trail by 2, 18-16, and a timeout called by Coach Scahill of Baldwin. She's been doing a lot of substituting this game, in this match. Maybe getting the troops organized, make sure everybody knows who's who and where's where. The Panthers really need to put together a string of points here. Just like in the last game, trading points at this stage of the game isn't going to do it. It's time they put together a nice run of 4 or 5 points, something we haven't really seen out of the Panthers tonight, short of game 1. Game number 1, they actually built an early 7-point lead real early in that game, and really haven't seen a long sequence of points out of the Panthers since. Every single one of these 4 games has been close. Nobody's had bigger than a 7-point lead. Baldwin's had 1, we've had 1, but it's been very tight, very competitive between these two teams. And here we go. We'll pick it up again with Alex Davin, the junior, having to serve for the Panthers, trailing by 2 and needing some points. Oh, looks like we're all set. Somebody spilled a drink on the St. Clair side. They're getting the mops and the cleaning supplies out now. We'll get rid of this distraction in just a minute. And it looks like we're ready to go. Alex Davin, junior, with the serve. Kept in play from the back row by Baldwin. Picked up by Alex Davin on our side. Katie Kennedy to Nina Camacho, and sails wide. Had a good look at it in an empty right back corner. But the error sends the point over to the Baldwin Highlanders at a 3-point lead now at 19-16. Katie Kennedy on the 2-ball. Well, there's some confusion on the Baldwin side, and the Panthers can take advantage of Katie Kennedy on the second touch. That time sending the ball over, and it's a successful point. Katie Kennedy does that several times a match, and it usually catches the other team unawares. Nina Camacho with the serve now. Here we go, trading points. That attack by number 10, Leslie Dunn, off of St. Clair, handing out of bounds, gets them back to that 3-point lead at 20-17. And trading points is something the Panthers do not want to do. This is the libero Andrea Bova, the senior, with the serve now for the Panthers. Katie Mahenko shoved it over, but the Baldwin picked it up nicely. And there's that little dump shot over the front line. You're expecting the blockers are expecting power and a huge attack coming, but number 10, Leslie Dunn, just eased it over that front line for a successful Baldwin point. 4-point lead, 21-17. Steph Jones tries the same thing, but Leslie Dunn was standing right there that time. Kept in play by the Panthers off the block. Nicely done that time. But there it is, off a hand again, off Katie Mahenko's hand, and dribbles down on the St. Clair side. Five-point lead now, 22-17 for the Baldwin Highlanders. Could be the deciding game number 4 of the match unless the Panthers string together some points here. Leslie Dunn once more with that attack. Finds a spot right down the line on the left side, and Yoko Nagao for St. Clair takes another quick timeout to see if she can't regroup and get some points here out of our girls in a dangerous position here in game number 4. Led 23-17 Baldwin lead. They win this one, the match is over. Stephanie Jones leads all killers tonight with 10 successful attacks. Katie Mahenko with 9 for the Panthers. Bridget Slowey with 5. Caitlin McGahee, the junior, with 4. Katie Kennedy with 3. Nina Camacho and Emily Muller each with 1. In the blocking department, Caitlin McGahee's had the best night of anybody there with 6 successful blocks. Katie Mahenko with 2. Bridget Slowey with 1. And the team has actually scored 6 aces on serves tonight. led by Stephanie Jones with 3. Katie Kennedy to Katie Mahenko, off 2 Baldwin arms and out of bounds. And the Panthers are still in it, trailing by 5, 23-18. But Katie Mahenko with her 10th successful attack of the night. Now let's see, wouldn't it be great if she could put a couple of aces together right here to get the Panthers right back in this? They need points, and a lot of them. Oh, that ball just hung on the, how do you make the ball just hang on the net like that? There it is again. Leslie Dunn makes that one happen again. The Panthers actually kept the ball alive after the first block, but now it's game, set, match point. Actually 6 match points for the Highlanders right now, leading 24-18. It just takes 1 and this match is over, but now the Panthers are alive. The serve into the net by number 7, Jordan Scahill, gives the Panthers a little bit of life here, trailing by 5, 24-19, but one more point by the Highlanders and this match is over. Okay, Katie Kennedy with a successful serve. Off the St. Clair block, there it is again, off the front hand. Finds a spot in the back court, and this match is over. The Baldwin Highlanders successful in 4 games. The St. Clair Panthers won the first one, 27-25. Baldwin came back to win game number 2 at 25-22. Game number 3 went to the Highlanders at 25-19, and here game number 4, again 25-19. A competitive match, better than it's been in some years while we watch the Panthers grow up here. But Baldwin comes away with a successful match. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching tonight. My name is Kevin McGahey. My cameraman has been TJ Highland. We're glad you were watching and hope you'll join us for the next home game next Tuesday night. Thanks, everybody.